Hello, and thank you for tuning in to Miami Television News. I'm Maslin Myers. Last weekend, Miami celebrated its birthday at the Charter Day Ball. The dance took place at Millett Hall, and there were 3,500 guests in attendance. Check it out.
This past Saturday, Miami University celebrated its chartering in 1809 on February 17th at its tri-annual Charter Day Ball.
They started out having the ball every year, and it just came to grow to such an event that they couldn't do it every year, so they changed it to a triennial event so that alumni were more likely to come back. They just kind of made it into a bigger deal.
This year's theme was Into the Ivy to celebrate Miami as a public ivy. Leading up to the ball, there were many events to get students ready, such as ballroom dance lessons and a formal dress drive.
Just celebrating Miami's birthday or the chartering of the school is just super important because of all the fun traditions that are all part of the Miami experience. Happy birthday, dear Miami. Happy birthday to you.
Kim Kelly Orchestra performed most of the night with featured performances by the Miami Misfits, the Troublemakers, Soul to Soul, and the band Public closed the night. A sweet surprise for the night was when senior Taylor Tinnen became engaged on the stage during the ball.
So if you're around for the next ball, I would highly encourage you to get involved just because there are so many different opportunities and experiences and committees to get involved with. Like I said, it has been definitely a long planning process. The earlier you get involved, I guess, the more experiences and opportunities and people that you'll get to meet along the way.
Oxford Police Department recently received funding from Oxford City Council to utilize personalized body cameras while on the job. Officers are undergoing serious training to learn how to use these cameras and when it's appropriate to do so. After the end of both sorority and fraternity recruitment, chapters have taken precautions to prevent alcohol-related incidents. Many chapters have implemented curfews and other safety measures to protect their members. February marks Black History Month, and Miami has hosted several events around campus to celebrate African American heritage. MTN has the scoop.
Along with the annual commemorative lecture, Miami has hosted numerous events throughout February that celebrate Black History Month. The lecture featured Dr. Lawrence A.Q. Burnley, the Vice President for Diversity at the University of Dayton. Dr. Burnley discussed Martin Luther King's legacy and his relationship with the Black church. Many of the most impactful moments of the lecture were spoken by Dr. King himself. His social activism was strongly rooted in his relationship with the Black church, which has evolved over the years. Upcoming events include a networking mixer on February 21st and a Black History Month banquet at 6 p.m. on February 26th.
Miami's chapter of the Society of Professional Journalists is hosting a free Women's Writers Conference this Saturday in Williams Hall from 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. The conference, Women in Writing, Finding Your Voice in a #MeToo World, will include a keynote presentation by Kate Fagan of ESPN, a panel of 4 women discussing their experiences in the field, and breakout sessions with each writer to discuss some of their work. Lunch is included. To register for this free event, use the email below. Earlier today, American writer, musician, and journalist Daniel Handler came to speak on Miami's campus. He is best known for writing the series of unfortunate events under the pen name Lemony Snicket. MTN's Margot Austin and Mackenzie Rosero had the chance to speak with him.
Hi, I'm Margot Austin.
And I'm Mackenzie Rosero. We're here with Miami Television News.
I'd like to welcome Daniel Handler, also known as Lemony Snicket,
Hello.
author of the series of Unfortunate Events. Mr. Handler, it is wonderful to have you here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here to your beautiful studio.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay.
So I wanted to ask.
I'm ready.
So you write very unique stories, very compelling characters.
Thank you.
You put them through a lot, though.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask. You've got all of these things going on. Where do you get the inspiration for the series of Unfortunate Events specifically, but anything really? I guess I know you've written.
Where do I get
different
inspiration?
genres. Yeah. Like if you had to narrow it down.
I spend a great deal of time reading strange things that people have written down over the history of literature, and then wandering around my gray and gloomy city, thinking gloomy and perhaps gray thoughts, and writing them down in a little notebook that I carry with me wherever I go. I'm taking it out so everyone can see what a notebook looks like, in case you've never seen one. And that's where I get my ideas, from literature and from life.
Check out the rest of their interview on our Facebook page. And now, a sports update from our MTN reporter, Kenny Scherlinger.
It's been very busy in the sporting world recently. The Winter Olympics have kicked off in South Korea, and there have been incredible stories. Shaun White of the United States won gold in men's halfpipe. This is White's second gold medal of his career. College sports are in full swing, with the men's basketball heading into the final stretch of the season. Teams across the country are looking to make the NCAA tournament. Two of the teams being Miami men's and women's basketball. Both teams will likely need a MAC tournament championship to qualify. Then the Miami men's baseball team has started out the season with 2 victories against Arizona State in Tempe, Arizona. Major League Baseball is right around the corner, as players will report to their respective spring training sites this month. Dylan Siraki has the story.
This past weekend, Miami University men's baseball started off their season with a pair of doubleheaders against Arizona State in Tempe. The Redhawks earned a split on both Saturday and Sunday to start off the season with a 2-2 record against the perennial baseball powerhouse. Earlier in the week, I had the chance to go to a Redhawks practice and talk to Coach Danny Hayden about his expectations for the upcoming season.
Despite a record of 22-34 last year, that included a mark of 8-16 against Mid-American Conference foes, there is reason for optimism for Redhawks baseball this year. 7 position players who started last year returned for this season, along with 4 pitchers who were among the top 5 in innings pitched for the team a year ago. Coach Hayden talked about the advantages of having so many experienced athletes on the roster.
Yeah, well, I mean, last year was not a great year for us, but we were talented enough to be good last year. To have a lot of those guys back this year is exciting because now we're a year more experienced. We're just as talented. We're probably more talented than we were a year ago, but I think we're a lot tougher. I think we learned some tough lessons last year, and to have that experience, to have that the knowledge of what that adversity felt like and how we're going to better be prepared to handle that adversity this year is why I think we're going to take a big step in the right direction this year and be a much better baseball team.
Among those returning are Ross Haffey and Landon Stevens. Haffey was a second-team All-MAC selection a year ago, who led the team with 3 extra base hits in the series against the Sun Devils. Stevens' grand slam was the big blow in the Redhawks' 16-8 victory on Sunday.
The Redhawks will play 4 games this weekend at the Can Bowl Invitational in North Carolina before their home opener right here at McKee Field on March 2nd. For Miami Television News, I'm Dylan Siraki.
MTN Sports, I'm Kenny Scherlinger. Go Redhawks.
Have you been feeling under the weather lately? This year's flu season has been one of the worst in recent years. MTN investigated the flu at Miami.
I'm standing outside of the Miami University Health Center, where students and faculty have been filing in since the beginning of the semester, being diagnosed with the flu and flu-like symptoms. More than 10,000 Ohioans have been hospitalized because of the flu, according to new state data reported last Friday.
Experts are saying this is one of the worst flu seasons ever reported, with the main strand of flu being H3N2. The flu season started back in November, is peaking now in February, and is predicted to conclude by mid-May.
The flu season this year started getting busy when you guys came back to campus the last week of January. And the sorority recruitment process always seems to ramp it up a little bit more because the girls are in such close proximity and it's very easy to spread the virus.
Dr. Susan Bantz says that she has had 6 to 7 students per day come in with the flu or flu-like symptoms for the past 2 weeks.
This year they were predicting a bad flu season, and it seems to be happening. The strain of the virus this year is just causing more severe symptoms in people.
Doctors encourage students and faculty to receive the flu shot due to its severity this season. The CDC reported that the flu shot is 36% effective against the virus. You can receive a flu shot at the Miami University Health Center located at 421 South Campus Avenue or at any of your local Oxford pharmacies.
Thank you for tuning in to Miami Television News. I'm Maslin Myers for MTN.